Hi, and welcome to The Year Time Stopped, a series based on our historic photo book. Each week, we'll be releasing new episodes from chapters featured in the book, and you'll get to hear more from the photographers that took the photos and get to know them better, their background, their context, their stories. Chapter 13, Breaking Point. In these moments, it all came to a head when staring directly into the face of all the injustices threatening their lives, their communities, and all humanity, people chose to fight back. These images captured only a fraction of the feelings experienced during that choice made to rise up. The pure energy, emotion, and anger that had been building and building only to finally be released, like after the opening of a floodgate. All across the world, the same strong current was felt, empowering people to make their voices heard, whatever the consequences. Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. Now let's jump into the interviews from the photographers featured in this chapter.
Lebanon during the summer season was always known for its joy and glamour, on the beautiful beaches and in the green mountains. This year, in the wake of the terrible explosion in the Beirut port on August 4th, 2020, and the deteriorating political economic situation, the Lebanese people had a sad and angry summer. The heat mixed with anger and bitterness in the streets in the face of the corrupt regime. I remember this day in all its details. That's the 8th of August. That's 4 days after the horrific explosion at Beirut Port. On this day, I think people would still not believe what happened. And really, with everything happening, the pandemic and the major economic crisis on that year, and with the explosion happening, really, it was an overwhelming summer for all Lebanese. And on this day, I remember that people were so angry and they reached a point where they were okay with everything happening, even with the pandemic, just just remove all the corrupted leaders from the government. Just take them away, and we're okay with everything else. Uh, it was, it was really overwhelming because it felt like the government killed their people, really. And the worst is that no one was held responsible. No one even showed any guilt. And it was like, really, Lebanon has been going through a lot for the past 3 decades. But I think this time was the worst for all the Lebanese. So all Lebanese people were related in a way or another to the Beirut port explosion. So what happened really affected them all in a way or another. So there were over 200 people who lost their lives, 7,000 wounded, even maybe more, and all. I think the statistics showed that hundreds of thousands of Lebanese people were affected by this explosion in a way or another. So on this day, really, it was a day where people just went out to show their anger, and they gave up on any Lebanese leader or any political leader in the government. So they were shouting just for them to leave and leave them alone. And you can see it was the corona. It was the peak time of the corona, but they just removed their mask and they started screaming because they didn't care about anything else. their beloved one, they lost their lives, they lost their beloved ones. So they were shouting at the army, and it was what always hurt is that these soldiers, they stand in front of them, and these soldiers also, they had families, and they probably lost people in the explosion. So there were always this clash between the people and the soldiers during the during this time. So, but I'm so grateful that you gave us the chance to talk about this, like to talk about something which affected all our lives. And Scopio was with us the whole way, every day. During all this, everything happening in Lebanon since the revolution till now. I'm so grateful, and it's such a relief that we could, just share everything with the world. I can't imagine another way to share it. Scopio was a great platform for that. I'm so grateful.
Hey folks, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you're interested in learning more about the photographer, you can check out more of their images and stories on our website, scop.io, and buy our book on any major online retailer or your local bookstore. Tune in to our next episode. And don't forget to subscribe. See ya!